All right, so we're going to start today off with proper handling of incoming buyer leads. We love this stuff. It's so much fun. So we just want to make sure that we are handling every call that you get the proper way. I don't want to hear you guys being order takers the minute somebody calls and you start rambling off. Well, do you have a pre-approval and how much do you want to spend and what kind of house and where are you looking for? Conversation is the key. Conversation is the key. You have to make sure that you're asking the right questions. All right, so let's get into it. So when you answer the phone, introduce yourself and ask, who am I speaking with? Hi, this is Josephine with Remax Edge. May I ask who I'm speaking with? Sally. Oh, hi, Sally. What's your last name, Sally? Smith. Great. Very nice to meet you, Sally. How can I help you? When do you want to see it, or are you available? Example, Thursday at 3 p.m. to see it. Remember, we want to keep control of our calendars. So you're the one that needs to ask for the date and the time. If you leave it open to when do you want to see it, what's going to happen is they'll pick the one day and time that you're not available or that you have appointments already. And you never want to tell someone, oh, I'm sorry, I already have an appointment at that time. You do not want to seem unavailable. So that's why it's good to know your schedule, control your schedule, ask for the specific date and time that you're available, and then you work it out. Don't stress, oh my God, what if the seller's not available at that day and time? Don't stress about it. Just control your own schedule. So to continue the conversation, well, I want to see 123 Main Street. Great. Are you available on Thursday at 3 p.m. to view the property? Can I see it Saturday instead? Sure. Let me find out if the seller is available. If not, does Sunday morning work for you? Yeah, that works too. So as you can see, maybe I wasn't available Saturday, but I'm available Sunday. So I just gave the option, hey, if not Saturday, are you available Sunday? So that way I know if this buyer is available when I am available. Remember, control your schedule. So what do you love about this property, right? We're not going to start attacking them about money yet. What do you love about this property? Well, they really like the fact that it has parking and it's around the corner from my parents' house. Oh, that's wonderful. So you already know the area then. Yes, I grew up here and then I moved upstate for school where I met my husband. And now since we're both finished, we just got jobs in the city. We're finally ready to buy a house. So this answers the next question as well. So that specific thing that we just talked about already answers the next question that you would have asked. Now, if they didn't, your next question would be, are you local to the area? So since we already had that conversation, you don't have to actually ask that question because I said, oh, that's wonderful. You already know the area then, because she told me her parents live around the corner. She explained, yes, I grew up here and moved upstate for school. And they both just finished and they got jobs in the city. We're finally ready to buy a house, right? So we already got that question answered just through conversation. It's all about asking those open-ended questions. So what else are you looking at, right? Fantastic. So were there any other houses that you wanted to see? This is how you ask the question. And the reason you're asking this question is because I wish I could have you guys tell me you want to make the appointments. You want to make as many appointments as you can. You want to give yourself opportunity. If you just say, okay, I'm going to work on 123 Main Street, don't ask if they're looking at anything else, and you're so worried about whether they have a pre-approval or how much money they have in the bank or anything else, or how many bedrooms they need, then you're going to lose. So right now, you're asking, what else are you looking at? Were there any other houses that you wanted to see? Her response, actually, yes. There are 2 other houses that I saw on Zillow, and I was going to call the agent to make an appointment to see them as well. Here's your answer. Well, there's no need for you to do all that work. I can help you see any property you'd like. I can work on making those appointments for you, and perhaps we can even see them in the same day as 123 Main Street. Sound good? Yes, that would be great. Thank you. You're taking the work away from them. You're letting them know, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm not going to take your order. I'm not going to just ask you what every other agent asks you. Do you have a pre-approval? How much, do you want to spend? Where do you want to be? How long? You're going to get all that information through the conversation, and you'll see that coming up. But as you can see, you're just letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. I can make these appointments for you. This is going to help build loyalty because you're letting them know that they can rely on you. I hope you understand that. This is letting them know that they can rely on you. This is going to help build loyalty. Okay, so let's keep going. What is your current situation on buying a home? Right? You're not going to say, do you have a pre-approval? Well, I don't work with people that don't have pre-approvals, right? What is your current situation on buying a home? So how do you plan on purchasing the home? Mortgage, cash? Oh, well, our parents are giving us a gift to pay for the down payment, and we will pay for the mortgage. Okay, that's great. Did you speak with a mortgage professional yet? Not yet. We just started this whole process. Well, you're in luck. We work with some great people, and I can connect you to a great mortgage person. I will give him your information and have him contact you so you can go over all of the details. His name is Dimitri, and he's from Freedom Mortgage, so you can expect that call. So what you're doing here is a couple of things, right? So you're finding out how they're paying, mortgage, cash, do they have the pre-approval, right? Without asking that same dull, boring, order-taking question. Well, do you have a pre-approval, right? Maybe you don't want to work with them if it doesn't work out, but it doesn't matter. It's all about having a conversation and building a relationship. And let me also point this out as well. On the bottom, if you can see, I said, I will give him your information and have him contact you. Now, the wonderful thing to do would be to get, the mortgage rep on a three-way call, get them to speak right away. But in the event you can't, I will give him your information and have him contact you so you can go over all the details. This is his name. This is where he's from, right? Because if you give the buyer the mortgage person's details, what's going to happen? They're not going to call. At least if you give the mortgage rep the buyer's details, they will follow up. They will call. Okay. So make sure that you note that. Don't just you can give the buyer the information of the mortgage rep, but absolutely 1000% make sure you are giving the mortgage person the buyer's information. Okay. Continue with the conversation. So when are you looking to move to, and then wherever it is? So here we go. So when do you plan on making the big move to Bensonhurst? Oh, as soon as possible. We started working. We're living with my parents. We really need our own place. Our stuff has been in storage for the last 6 months, and it's so hard to manage. Okay, well then let me get working on making those appointments. I'll let you know when everything is confirmed. Great, thank you so much. You're welcome. So here's how you finish that conversation, right? That initial conversation, it doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be, overly questioning. You're going to get the information. This is just building, it's the stepping stone of building the relationship, letting them know they can rely on you, finding out little bits and pieces about what's going on with them and their purchase. You can find out some more stuff in person, right? So this is all about building those stepping stones. We found a lot in this conversation. We found a lot of information out in this conversation. We know why she wants to live there. We found a little bit about motivation. She's been living in the parents' house for 6 months. It's hard to manage. Her stuff is in storage. She's probably going back and forth, getting clothes and this and that. So right now, seems to me she could be pretty motivated. She's still not necessarily an A buyer. Maybe she is. Let's find out what happens with the mortgage process. You want to give her some value. So some other added things, for instance, when she was talking about that she was getting a gift from her parents, she was, didn't speak to the mortgage rep yet. Some other things I might have mentioned is, Oh, well, make sure that you speak to your mortgage person about the gift that you're getting and how you get it, just because they need to make sure that there's a paper trail, that it's a check that they give you from their account, that it's not cash. All of this stuff is value to them. They need to know all of these things because some people think it's okay. Yeah, well, I'll just get 10,000 in cash from somebody. I'll put it in my bank, and then boom, they have to wait an extra 3 months now because they need clear bank statements. They have to explain where the money came from. So all of that stuff is added value. And that's the reason why, if you explain the reason why, well, I'm going to do this, and the reason why is, people will take better to your suggestions. If you're just saying, well, that's what you have to do, and I don't work with people pre-approval without pre-approvals, you have to do it or else we can't make an offer. You have to explain the why, and people will take more kindly to what you are suggesting. So in the end of our conversation, she gave me 2 other houses, right? I'm just giving you bits and pieces of the convo. So I got the other two houses, their addresses. And I said, okay, great. Well, then she told me she's ready to go. So I said, okay, well, let me get working on making these appointments. I'll let you know when everything is confirmed. I didn't bring up anything crazy. When I said, let's see if the seller is available, right? I didn't say, well, let me call the other agent and I have to have the other agent call the seller. You're explaining too much. They're explaining too much. Great. Well, let me make sure that the seller side is available and I'll get back to you. And then in the end of our conversation, I'll get working on these appointments for you, right? I'm working hard for you. That's what I'm here for, helping you out. That is going to prove your value and get you the loyalty that you're looking for. And then you leave the person satisfied. Great, thank you so much. They're not going to go call 2 other agents now, because then if the second agent they called has this conversation with them, they're stealing your appointment too. All right. So make sure that you have conversation. Conversation is key. So very simple. So simple. Conversation is key. All right.